Today's exchange rate at 1310, its reciprocal, is about 0.007633. Drop those 3 zeros off an exchange rate and you have value to the currency. It's that simple. It doesn't make sense to anybody to print new currency as far back as 2018 with new small denominations to not have a reason for value. It just doesn't make sense to anybody, especially when the United States is holding significant portion of Iraq dinar, as are other coalition forces. All boats rise with the tide. I keep telling people, the WTO will talk about the Iraqi exchange rate, but not in the sense that they're forcing or telling Iraq they have to change their exchange rate. That's not what they do. They just talk about trade and any hurdles that are between them and trade members. They can point something out, they can make recommendations, but it's not up the WTO when it comes to the exchange rate. I know people are telling you it's going to be on July 18th they're going to change the exchange rate. No, they're not. It is my hope that the next step of the monetary reform will remove 3 zeros from the exchange rate that Forex is using. After we have lifted the 3 zeros, the next step is it goes into a float. As in re, then it goes into a redenomination. It means you got rid of those 3 zero notes. The exchange rate just changed, you now need the smaller notes because the exchange rate just got really big. Right now the Iraqi notes are big with a lot of zeros because the exchange rate is tiny. But it is about to flip. By removing the 3 zeros from the exchange rate of 0.00076, you add value to the currency. A 50,000 note, they showed you a picture. And then they took a magic marker and they crossed off the 3 zeros on the 50k note. That was a little misleading. Many people saw the 3 zeros disappear from the currency and they thought I'm going to be left with a 50 note. I just lost a lot of money. No, they're not going to take your 50k note and cut the zeros out. 0.00076, 1320, these represent the exchange value of the Iraq dinar. 0.00076 is used by Forex to reflect the 1320 that is on the CBI website. I continue to hear that the most likely street rate will be $3.86. I hope it's accurate. We won't know until we get there. Well, we're looking very, very strong right now. The sources we've talked to are talking about this going by the 18th, which is Thursday. We know quadrillions of dollars have been moving around. So this is the time which is very serious for us. And be prepared to set your appointment to start Thursday. That seems to be the case. The 18th is a date that has been decided on to have this start by 7/18/2024. What's the biggest part of the HCL being announced to the citizens? It's not the oil rights or the money the citizens are going to receive. It's about who controls the oil of Iraq. Just a few years ago it was Iran that was in full control of their oil. Full control of their money. Full control of their CBI, their auctions. Today Sadani is in full control of everything in Iraq. That is extremely important in order for us to have what they want and what we want and what the international world is about to receive. It is also not true that one must have a receipt or pay 40-50% in taxes. The tax code is written for both kinds of people. Those who pay taxes and those who do not. Guess which side the rich are on? They use asset protection to defer and reduce tax liabilities, and anyone can do it. Do not be misled. Consult an asset protection attorney and forget the rest of what you hear and read. The taxation issue is not complex and I have it directly from the taxing authority, IRS, and an agent within the IRS. The taxation will be a matter of choice, you decide. You may either pay tax as regular income or as capital gains. You choose. Depending on your structuring for tax advantages. Regular income is the easiest way to deal with the income, profits, as it is amenable with classic asset protection. The notion that you must have receipts is not true because you can choose regular income. That's how it's supposed to work. The monetary reform education to the citizens. There's going to be a slew of articles that are still coming. This is just the beginning. The spokesman for the popular legal movement, Mohammed al-Sahaf, called on the government today, Thursday, to overcome American restrictions and foreign dictates, stressing the need to set a timetable for the complete withdrawal of foreign forces. Al-Sahaf rejected, in a statement to Al-Maluma agency, any procrastination in removing American forces from Iraq, as this procrastination is an American bet to gain time and prolong the presence of these forces, whose criminality is witnessed by everyone. He called on the government to fulfill its obligations because the file of preserving national sovereignty and liberation from the restrictions of foreign guardianship is the most important. A government advisor expected a ministerial reshuffle in the current government before the end of this year, 2024. The advisor, who refused to disclose his name, said that the ministerial reshuffle may take place before the end of this year, and will be based on evaluations of the minister's performance, especially after approving the budget and proceeding with the programs of all ministries in the country.